A good amount of people hate their job, and that's not just in healthcare, that's all over the world. Some people genuinely just don't love what they do, and it shows. And that's just how it is. It really shows. You're not gonna fool anybody. We know you don't want to be here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Rye. Yeah, my face looks kind of, I don't know, we'll sit here. But you guys, like, I just got off of work. If this junk don't stop flickering. Anyways, so we're about to go to a new hotel room. The update for today, Vlogmas, today is the 12th of December. I came back to my room last night. I woke up in sweats. Like, I literally was sweating. Now, it is that time of the month for you, girl, so I didn't know if I was just going through some little, you know. But no, I had my freaking thermostat set at 65. I literally just get back to the room after being gone all day, and it's hot in here. And it should be freezing because I keep my own house on like 68 all the time. So I know what it's supposed to feel like, and this is just not it. So just had to call down to the front. I was like, either can somebody come fix this or can I go to a different room? He was like, can I please call you back? And I'm like, fine, call me back. And then they just called and we're gonna be moving to another room. Look, there they go, 1 second. All right, so we just got a new room, but you guys, today something like came to my mind and I kind of was just thinking like, I was trying to think of little ideas and things that I could do quick videos for you guys and still put out like content a lot for Vlogmas. Even though I said I wasn't gonna do it, I'm gonna try my best to record what I can. So one little topic that I thought of today, I was like, you know, what are like just some big tips that I would give to all nurses, no matter like what stage in the game that they're in. And I'm just gonna do a 3, like just a quick little 3 things. And you wanna know the reason I was thinking about this is because for one, we are about to start getting new grads on our floor. So I will possibly be having to orient a new grad, which is something that would be new for me. I've never had to take on a new nurse from school and like start their journey with them and finish it. Now I have oriented new nurses, but you know, they might've already had like a couple weeks of training or they're not with me all the time. But if I'm gonna actually have a person, I was like, dang, like what are some gems that you would wanna pass on to somebody? And because, you know, even today, like every single day, and this is the first rule. Because y'all, I'm experienced, I have 2 years of experience in nursing, but the first thing that I wanna say to all of my nurses, never be afraid to admit that you made a mistake, okay? Now, I'm gonna go a little bit into detail because with nursing, there are many, many things that can fall through the cracks. There are many, many things that you could forget. There are many, many things that you could, you know, mess up on. So I think with that though, some people make mistakes, they keep it to themselves, they try to cover it up, they, you know, do all these things. But my biggest thing to you is never be afraid to say, I messed up, I need help, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, and I wanted to pass that on to a new grad because I don't want for you to ever feel like you can't come to someone for help. That is what nursing is all about. We are all trying to help each other. No question's a dumb question. I even still ask questions. Experienced nurses with more experience than me, they even ask me questions because things are always changing. New nurses, they're gonna have skills from the textbook that older nurses we might not have because we've been out of school for so long. We just know like the real life experience, and that's something, you know, we can both help each other in that. So never be afraid to admit that you did something. I know one day I'm just gonna call my own self out. One time I know when I was back working, like in the ICU, I don't know what it was, but either way, I gave way too much insulin to a patient. And then I was just like, oh my goodness. I was like, what do I do? In my head, I'm like, do I tell my preceptor? And in my head, I'm like, do I not say anything and just wait and recheck it? Do I like just not say anything? Those are the thoughts that are running through your head when you're like, dang, I messed up. But for me, I'm never afraid. Like I thought about it and I'm like, I'd rather go and admit what I did and we jump and get ahead of the game and correct the problem and help save the patient before any harm actually happens to them versus you keep it a secret and you don't know how that could complicate their care or their plan of care. And then now it's really on you. You know what I mean? So I say just definitely double think everything before you do it, because it is important. But at the end of the day, just know that mistakes are going to happen. Nobody is perfect, and never be afraid to admit that you did something wrong and ask for help. Now, I know there are certain instances where like certain environments might not be as welcoming, or certain people might not seem like they're as helpful or as open to help you. Now, I don't really know how to speak to those situations, but the fact remains the same. Find somebody that you can connect with, find somebody that you can talk to, that you trust, and you feel like they're going to look out for you and not try to throw you under the bus or just try to get you in trouble, but more so from a, caring point, just trying to get the problem fixed. All right, let's move on to number 2, because I want to keep these videos short, okay? Like, I have a lot of long vlogs. Let's keep these short. All right, the next one that I want to say is don't rush. When you rush, you make mistakes. Now, that is a gem that I got from one of my preceptors when I was a new grad. I remember like just trying to hurry up and get things done. And it's funny how all these tips that I'm giving y'all, I had issues with these things today, like me, myself, 2 years in. So literally, I still chant these things to myself. Literally, it's 6 o'clock, and then it's like, oh, 2 patients want pain medications, and my other patients need labs drawn, and then another patient needs IV fluids to get started. And then for me, I'm one of those people, I try to do every single thing because I want to set the next shift up for success. So if there's something that I have time to do, I'm going to really attempt my best to do it. But at the same time, don't rush, because when you rush, you make mistakes. And look, just today, say for instance, I was drawing blood. I was like, let me like rush, get all this stuff done, I was like, let me go get these labs. I grabbed 2 tubes, got all the labs, pour the blood in the tubes, go to get the labels. One of the tubes was the wrong color. And in my head, I'm like, this is exactly why you told yourself, don't rush. When you rush, you make mistakes. But I just knew in my head, no, you got it, just keep going. But your girl didn't have it. So then what? With me rushing, now I got to go back. I got to waste time. Like, had I just slowed down and just looked everything over one more time, I would have saved myself the hassle of having to do the whole blood draw all over again. You know what I mean? So that's another one. Number 3. Honestly, I'm going to make it 3 plus a bonus, because number 3 is super important too. Never be afraid to ask for help. And when I mean that to you, also with never being afraid to ask for help, don't be afraid to delegate either. For me, that was something that was one of the hardest lessons for me to learn. Like, I never wanted to ask people to do things for me, because I'm just very much like independent, and I want to do it all. And I just want to be responsible, so I know that it's done the way that I want it to be done type thing. But you have people around you that are resources to you. There's no reason why you have to like go through and suffer and, overexert yourself or exhaust yourself or burn yourself out when there are people that are meant to be there to help. So just like today, y'all know I just told y'all the list of things I had to do is 6 o'clock. We leave at 7. So this one girl's like, hey, do you need anything? Back in the day, I would have said, no, I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you for asking though. Today, you know what I said? Hey, 2 of my patients need pain meds. Could you go give meds to one of them? And of course, she's like, yeah, no problem. Like, I'll go do that. Look, just like that, one thing off my plate, and I don't have to like, you know what I'm saying, stress myself out to get it done. Use your resources. That is a major thing. Don't work smarter, not harder. Use the resources available to you, whether that be like tools and materials, whether that be people, whether that be, written things that you can read. Like, just use it, because it's there to help you. You need it. And lastly, let's end this quick, Christmas vlog with one last tip. Nurses, always make sure that y'all are taking care of yourself. I say that self-care is the most important thing. So that's number 4, self-care. This job, it can be very exhausting, and I don't think that the general public really understands just how exhausting that it can be. And I'm not even just talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally, emotionally. It can be a lot to see people at their worst time in their life. Not everybody's pleasant, okay? Even when they're not at their worst point in their life, not everybody's gonna be pleasant to you. You really have to take a lot of and I don't want to say like it's all bad. There's definitely a ton of good, but you have to take a lot of stuff. You aren't able to respond the way that you would want to respond. You have to always be, you know what I'm saying? Stay in your role, stay professional, stay caring. Like, even if you don't agree with the situation, even if you don't like the way that you're being treated, it's kind of like you really have to suck a lot of stuff up and just take it, because you're there to make sure that your patient, makes it to the next stage in their care. So it's like, yeah, you might be rude to me. Yeah, you might punch me. Yeah, you might hit me or spit at me, but I still have to come in here with a smile on my face and care for you to the best of my abilities. So that's one thing that I'll say. Make sure you take time for yourself, because this job can get tough, even having to deal with all the different interdisciplinary teams, like having to communicate with people. Some people talk to you, try to talk down to you. Some people try to give you an attitude. When you're coming to them for them to do their job, they get an attitude with you. Because a lot of people, and let me just say this too, a lot of people in healthcare, they don't really like their job for real. Like, and I'm not trying to say that, let me not say a lot of people. A good amount of people hate their job, and that's not just in healthcare, that's all over the world. Some people genuinely just don't love what they do, and it shows. And that's just how it is. It really shows. You're not gonna fool anybody. We know you don't want to be in your face. We can hear it in your voice. Like, but you know, people like me, like, obviously guys, I'm not even just trying to lie. I really am so passionate, like so passionate about what I do. I love being a nurse. I love my patients. I love caring for them. I know that it's a lot of hard work, but honestly, at the end of the day, what else would I rather do? Nothing. So I'm happy and I love nursing. This is the end of this video. These are my top 3 tips for experienced nurses, new nurses, any kind of nurse. I just think that these are 3 helpful tips that have helped me throughout my nursing journey, and I hope that it helps you too. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. And I will see y'all in another video. Bye.